In this video, we are discussing projection of a hexagonal pyramid, resting with base edge on HP, axis inclined to HP and parallel to VP. Let us see a problem. A hexagonal pyramid of base side 25 mm, and axis 50 mm long. Has an edge of its base on the ground. Its axis is inclined at 60 degrees to HP, and parallel to VP. Draw its projections. In this problem, the pyramid is resting with its base edge. The axis of the pyramid is inclined to HP and parallel to VP. So, the first stage of plan and elevation is to be drawn, by assuming that the axis of the pyramid is perpendicular to HP. Then the base shape, that is the hexagon, can be seen in the plan. Since the pyramid is resting with its base edge, that base edge will be perpendicular to VP. After drawing the XY line, draw a hexagon of 25 mm side, with two sides perpendicular to the XY line. Name the base corners of the pyramid as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. When we view a pyramid from the top, all its slat edges can be seen as dark edges. Draw lines from its base corners, to the center of the polygon. The center point of the polygon is the apex point or vertex point of the pyramid. Apex points will be generally named as O. To draw the elevation, project this apex point, above the XY line. This is the axis of elevation. From the XY line, mark the height of the pyramid 50 mm on this axis. This end point of the axis is the apex point O'. Now project all the base corners of the plan up to the XY line. Make sure that all the projection lines are drawn light. Even the object lines also can be drawn as light lines initially, then can be drawn dark at the end. This will be helpful to make any modifications, if at all required. These base corners of elevation, on the XY line are 1', 2', 3', 4', 5', and 6'. Join all these base corners, to the apex point, O'. By this, the first stage, that is, projections of the pyramid with axis perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP are drawn. Now in the second stage, the axis is to be tilted for the given angle 60 degrees. For pyramids and cones, maintaining inclination on the axis and completing the view is slightly difficult. Instead, the base of those objects can be tilted, 90-θ degrees. Since both the base and axis are mutually perpendicular, when the axis is 60 degrees inclined, the base will be 30 degrees inclined. Draw a 30 degrees inclined line. Measure the base length, of first stage elevation, and mark it on this 30 degrees inclined line. Mark the corresponding base points on it. The triangular face, for 5O, can be seen as a line in the elevation. Measure it in a compass, and cut an arc from the end of, the 30 degrees inclined line. Measure the other side, and cut an arc from the second end of, the 30 degrees inclined line. These two arcs intersect at O'. Join the base corners to this O'. In the first stage elevation, it can be seen that the axis overlaps with slat edge 3'O'. In the second stage elevation also, extend the 3'O' line, as axis, which will be 60 degrees inclined to XY line. For the final plan, project all the base corners and apex point, of second stage elevation. All the points from the first stage plan also. Mark the corresponding points of intersection. Base edges, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 6 to 1, and 5 to 6, are visible. Base edge, 4 to 5, the edge on which the object rests, is invisible. Join all the base corners to the apex point O. Darken the edges of elevation also. Thus projection of the hexagonal pyramid, resting on the ground, or HP, with its base edge. An axis inclined to HP and parallel to VP are drawn.